It's an incredibly strong bottom lane to work with, and worst case scenario, you just clear the wave with the bullet time. Here we go though, game number 2 on the way, as we see Vici Gaming 1-0 up in this series, and Top Esports not going to be happy about that. They're going to be coming in swinging for game 2.
Top Esports have scaling on their side this game. Vici now the ones that are put on a clock. How do they react when the pressure is now put on them?
And this is just about as Chinese League of Legends as Chinese League of Legends gets right here, as Top going to be invading. In the meantime, we've got Vici invading in the top side of the map. Zika going to spot Knight out here. Chieftain hasn't been seen just yet. They're going to back away because they know that the whole roster for Top is here now. I believe that Top didn't actually see anyone from Vici just yet.
So, more information going in favor of Vici. They will realize that with them exiting out from top side, there's a ward on this blue buff. So how does Chieftain try to play around this? They've no sweepers to take it out early. So it looks like they're just going to say, okay, we accept this. We're going to have to give over the information as to where we're starting.
Yeah, they just don't have time to go to any of the other buffs to start anything crazy here. And so Chieftain will start off with his blue buff. And in the meantime, we're going to see Casa over towards the bottom side of the map. He'll start with his own blue. Obviously, knowledge is going to be equal, though, because Vici got a bunch of wards over in the top side of the jungle.
Also, with Photic and Yuanji showing up to lane late, this gives the push advantage to iBoy, but also means that they know Karsa started on the blue.
And look at Knight. He's running Electrocute here on the Lissandra. Oh. Not going for the Aftershock, not playing defensive. He wants to make moves.
This just says, yes, look, we're going to play around Knight. The Electrocute, we're trying to burst down Zika early, work with Karsa in that respect, and again, move towards 369 in the top.
Nice Electrocute proc coming out from Zika, and you can tell that this LeBlanc is very much a comfort pick for Zika. He is a rookie coming in here. Bear in mind, the guy has basically no competitive history. He was on KT Rolster, but didn't actually get to see play in the LCK. And so, he's still very much untested. So far, though, we've finally seen him have his real carry performance, this massive debut.
Trained on KT Rolster under BDD, so is it really a surprise that he's able to pick up the LeBlanc here? BDD will have given Zika a depth of knowledge on how to play these different matchups. We saw Clinic in game number 1. Bit of a difficult matchup now in game number 2, but so was the previous one. And the way Vici played around it was getting Zeke out of lane. Curious to see if they can do that once more.
We'll certainly be trying, and we'll have to keep our eyes on Karsa as he moves up towards this top side Scuttle Crab. Chieftain going to be mirroring in the bottom side. There's a death sentence onto Yuanjia. Both Aftershocks going to be procced as iBoy just dishing out the damage. He's going to be super low. One more auto doesn't quite do it. No ignite from the bot lane of VG.
But they can now dive Photic. This is a 3v1. Photic, you need to get out.
Maestro incredibly low. There's a teleport flash from Photic. Nicely played. The exhaust won't do anything. 369 flashing forwards on the Kale. This is 2v3 though. I don't know about that flash, buddy.
Flashing forward, teleport burned. 369 will have to back away now so that then he can get up to the top side of the map. Cube gets a moment of respite for himself to pick up some of this farm and crash the wave.
Cube's just chuckling to himself in that top lane right now. He's like,
stop the back.
Oh, Karsa gonna stop the back. Took a tower shot there. Karsa might be able to find a kill, or at least a flash. Cube trying to get away. Flashes forward himself. There's the cripple to get the slow. Sonic Wave's going to be everything. Good flash from Cube.
369's back was stopped in the bottom side of the map. And with this play coming through from Cube, should have to use that teleport now to get back to top side. Otherwise, 369 will be able to get here and push out this wave quicker before Cube can get back.
Really important response there from Karsa, and it looks like this top lane will just be about even. I didn't quite see the state of the wave in the top lane. Not sure who will get an advantage off the back of that one, but you'd expect 369 to be able to just about reset everything anyway.
So Cube was fully pushed in, so it's even Stevens when it comes to the yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm expecting Cube to be able to kill 369 right now, but it's even Stevens when it comes to the gold and it comes to the experience. It was more 369 losing out on one wave, but it's not the end of the world, as it would have been answered for what he picked up on the bottom side when iBoy cancelled his recall.
back to the drawing board for the side of 369 as he tries to make a bottom lane play, but it just goes very short in the situation. And ultimately, what really has come down from it is iBoy building himself a pretty large CS lead down in this bottom lane.
And they can look to turn this into a play on the bottom side once again. No flashes or summoner spells at all on the top esports bottom side. So if they want to try and make a play around this dragon, it should be iBoy and Maestro who are in control.
You can see iBoy just pretty much freezing the wave down there as Chieftain going to move on in. Carcer gets his wolf though and backs away. The vision control very much in favor of Vici Gaming.
And this is something they do very well with Maestro. Maestro has a 75% kill participation. He loves to move around with Chieftain to set up plays. And now we've got Zika coming down as well for this 4-man dive on the Crash.
We've got a dive on our hands here. No summoners for the side of top, and they're going to go straight onto Photic. Maestro flashes away, but one more turret shot will get the kill. Zika has to flash. Nice answer from Carcer. It's 1 for 1.
This was because top had used their mid lane TP to get back. So now Knight is pushing in this mid. Zika does get the kill, but he needs to get back to avoid this pressure on the mid lane turret.
These bot lane dives not really working out from the side of Vici so far. We keep on seeing great answers coming out from top. Last time it was the TP from 369. This time it's going to be the fact that Knight can just stay in the mid lane, push on in as Carcer helps the bot lane.
Carcer read that dive very well, realizing, look, I need to get towards this bottom side. With the way that everything was setting up, Zika pushing in, Chieftain going to be on the bottom side of the map. It was a no-brainer with iBoy and Maestro pushing the lane that they'd look for a dive on the summonerless bot lane. Will still, though, net Vici, the dragon, which is what they really want to get to start this dragon snowball going and begin pushing towards the soul point, where we talked about Zika being strongest and iBoy in this mid game, whereas 369 will have complete control of this late game.
Knight's going to get rooted up here by Zika. That's going to be the Mimic on the chains as well. Denies the escape from Knight. Very nicely played from Zika, just layering the pressure on in this mid lane.
Trying to force Knight back. It's not going to be a kill coming in from Zika. It's more about getting this low enough for Knight that can bait out the Frozen Tomb or some of these Rings of Frost early.
Carcer gets spotted. He wanted to try and make a play mid on towards Zika. If he went too aggressive, it's not going to happen for him just yet. And you can see already this CS lead in the top lane very much going the way of 369, and that's only going to get worse.
Little pressure put up towards 369. I expected Chieftain to try and do something early. We talked about Cube having great gank setup for the Jarvan, but now that he's started to scale, he's hit that level 6, the damage potential to take down 369 isn't quite there anymore.
And when we talk about CS numbers as well, over towards the bot side, iBoy, he took that little lead that he had earlier on and he's duplicated that now. 30 CS advantage for himself on this Varus. And Photic, we mentioned it before the series. It wasn't the case in game number 1, but recently he's been struggling on the side of top esports.
This game's a little bit of a bad place to start calling him out, though. Has been dived twice now, and Yuanjia hasn't been there always to protect and went down in the second dive, even though top esports had the most people, so have lost a lot of waves to the turret, which is why we're seeing the big discrepancy in experience as well. But Photic definitely has been a weak point for top esports going forward, and once again now, this is being exploited by Vici.
Chains of Corruption comes straight out onto Yuanjia. This is going to be a kill. One more auto flash forward from iBoy. Very nicely done. Photic will use the bullet time. Exhaust going to deny everything. Very well played, and that's a 2v2 kill.
I love that they're going for Yuanjia in these cases as well. Photic has opted for the cleanse, so Yuanjia doesn't have a heal, and when he can't get this aftershock procced, Nautilus is not as tanky as you'd expect.
And I mean, what can we say here? Vici Gaming showing up to play here today. They're the ones with the gold lead. They're the ones with the dragon. iBoy and Maestro 2v2ing. This is feeling good.
They don't have the Rift Herald anymore, though. Karsa picked that up while the play was happening in the bottom lane. So now it comes back to top esports going, how do they try and pull some of this gold back? I'd imagine with the way that top are starting to set this game out, 369 will be where they look to capitalize on the turret plates that have already been picked up by the Kale.
And that, you mentioned it at the end of your sentence there, Kale from 369 is going to be the big win condition here for top esports. It's going to continuously scale. You can see the cull in the inventory. It's only going to get worse Vici Gaming, they need to try and have a relatively fast game. They can't afford to get to 35, 40 minutes.
Karsa wants to try and make sure that's the case, though. You can see sitting around in this mid lane, putting pressure onto Zika, and if they had got the pick there, could have tossed down that Rift Herald and taken the mid lane turret. Zika, though, backing away, not wanting to overextend without vision as to where everyone on top Esports is.
It's good to see iBoy playing with the on-hit. Oh, here we go. That's going to be a frozen prison here for the likes of Zika. He's absolutely obliterated. That's the duo we want to see. Karsa and Knight making things happen.
That was a mistake from Zika. They just spotted Yuanjia in the river by Chieftain and iBoy, so they knew, hey look, they were trying to make this play around mid. Chances are Karsa is still sticking around there someone, and you get the distortion forward from Zika. Top do a good job to capitalize on that, but still didn't use the Rift Herald.
They certainly didn't, and it's really difficult to play the LeBlanc into the likes of Elise Sin. If the Lissandra is able to get the CC, suddenly your mirror image does nothing for you. They're going to be able to spot you out with the Sonic Wave. 369 actually forced to use his Divine Judgment here. Cube wants a solo kill onto the Kale. He's chasing it. Does not have boots. He's going to flash for the Bramble Smash here. Cube's low though. 369 wants to make this one happen. Karsa goes on in. That's the kill. Zika gets it. Chieftain can't go for the dive just yet though.
Chieftain using the Cataclysm caught the Sonic Wave from Karsa, so it didn't hit Cube, and Cube survived. Vici make the massive play in the top lane.
Here we go. Vici Gaming are not going to be one and done. This is going to be an entire series we've got for ourselves. Maestro now looking to make a play in the bottom lane. We've seen them 2v2 before.
They need to be careful though. Summoner Spell advantage in favor of top. I don't quite think they're in a position with the items they have to try and go for the kill on Photic or Yuanjia.
I'd still love to see it though.
That's the AD carry in your speaky.
It won't change my mind. I just want to see Maestro go for these hooks, try and get onto Photic. The bullet time is on cooldown, so's the depth. In fact, everything's on cooldown in the spawn lane. They must have 2v2'd while all that was going on top.
Potentially, but it doesn't matter. The kills are going in favor of Vici. The game state is dead even though, and the longer it stays like this, the more it goes in favor of top Esports. Karsa's running out of time on this Rift Herald. He needs to throw that down.
Importantly though, Zika has a lead and Yuanjia has been caught up once again. Look at the chain CC onto this Nautilus. Uses a stopwatch, keeps himself golden, but he will drop eventually, and iBoy with another one. Cube's here to look for the dive. He's onto Photic. Flash and cleanse used, but it keeps him alive. iBoy the target, who's locked under tower and finished off. Sonic Wave's massive Maestro, keeping himself alive for a second, but top win out the fight overall.
iBoy tried to go for the Lantern rather than just walking out, so Knight was able to freeze him up under the tower, and it meant top could finish him off. Now they've got the opportunity for the Rift Herald and to start on these plates.
They're going to get 2 plates, but not too much achieved with the Herald. In the meantime, 369 is hammering home in the top lane.
They have to do something if you're on Vici Gaming side. 369 is starting to work up towards those items. Karsa has just secured a win for top Esports on the bottom lane, and now they've got the Dragon as well. So this early snowball Vici had potentially working towards the Dragon Soul is no longer as easy.
369 already level 10 as well. Just 6 more levels until he becomes a champion. And that's when things get really interesting for the side of top Esports. That Divine Ascent passive. Such a powerful tool when you get to the later stages of the game. You do sacrifice a lot in the laning phase. But when it comes to the CS numbers, when it comes to what's been achieved by Vici Gaming, it doesn't feel like he's sacrificed anything.
This is why you can't blind pick him out, Kai. You end up giving over far too much information to top Esports. 369 is having a great time, but Maestro and iBoy potentially looking to ruin that. The minion wave is a bit of a pesky one for them, though.
I love this. I love how aggressive Maestro and iBoy have been throughout this game. They're trying to make plays. They know they've got a huge CC chain, and they're trying to force the issue with it. Will be answered in the bottom lane, though, as Yuanjia and Photic should be able to take this tower.
Vici want to trade in the top lane, but they've also got the Rift Herald on that side of the map, so they could take the tower on top in transition. The problem is top Esports are so far ahead in pressure because Maokai hasn't done much damage to this top lane. They risk losing a tier 2 alongside a tier 1.
Looks like iBoy should be able to answer this one. Cube is going to be in that bottom lane to stop the tier 2 being taken. Dragon not on the map for another 3.5 minutes, and now the Herald will be started, as you said, Chieftain starting that. But that's the answer from top. It's the mid lane tower, and now the contest.
They want to try and move up here. 369 would love to hit level 11 first. Very close to hitting that big milestone. That's when you start to come online. Yes, level 16 is where you become disgusting with all the AoE damage, but level 11 still is such a big power spike for this KO.
The Gunblade picked up in the inventory as well. Once that Rage Blade comes through, as you said, alongside the level 16, it gets real scary. Scuttle Crab going to be started by Caster in the bottom side as Chieftain gives Zika over this blue buff. And for the second game running, we see Zika with a solid lead in this mid lane with the extra kill over the likes of Knight.
And now again, we need Zika to try and make these plays happen. If you can burst out the likes of Photic or even go for 369 himself, Zika has the opportunity to burn that big Kayle ultimate early, and this opens up the fight for iBoy, potentially to carry with the sustained damage and this big front line with Maestro, Cube, and Chieftain.
And it has to be said, massive props here for the likes of Top Esports, because after game number 1, obviously it didn't go their way. They were playing this high-tempo game, they were forcing the issue, and it very much went the way of Zika on this LeBlanc. Zika gets the LeBlanc again, they go, hey look, we're just going to lock in a Kayle up against this Maokai. We're going to play a slow, steady game. We don't need to rush things, and we're not going to fight you in the early game while Zika has an advantage.
And this is working for them. This is where Top Esports know, hey, Vici have been struggling when they get to late. Yes, they had this great snowball in the last one, but this hasn't been consistent from them. They oftentimes will get caught out in scenarios. So if we play a late game comp and try and slow this game down, we'll be the ones with the advantage, and especially with the composition that they have.
Let's see how it's going to work for them. Cube just going to be clearing away the minion waves in the bottom side of the map. No objectives, or at least no neutrals. Photic with a very nice cleanse there. Lantern's going to be there, but the kick. Zika barely surviving the fight for now. Caster walks away. There's a Divine Judgment to keep the Lee Sin alive. And Top Esports turn the play around.
Zika wasn't able to get back on the distortion fast enough. Another hook onto Chieftain.
Another hook onto Chieftain here. 369 not able to follow up. The damage isn't there because Knight wasn't with them.
And now Top Esports are starting to get control. 3k gold lead, 4k gold lead for themselves when we talked about them being the later scaling, them having 369 on this Kayle, and Vici Gaming are now desperately looking for some inlet to get back into this.
So far, so good for Top Esports. It's 4-5 on the scoreboard, but look at the gold difference. Look at the tower difference. 4,000 gold in favor of Top. And they're starting to just squeeze that accelerator pedal just a little bit. 20 seconds until the Ocean Drake spawns. With a Herald mid, maybe Vici can find themselves some tempo.
There's a lot of members from Top Esports here. 369 is soloing the blue buff, then going to come across.
They will get themselves the charge in the mid lane. 369, as you said, moving his way over. The Drake is on the map, and Vici Gaming, they're the ones with vision control right now. Top Esports happy to come and answer, though. Cube wants a way in. Twisted Advance won't come through just yet. He takes the Lantern to safety.
This becomes very difficult for Vici to navigate these fights. We said we want Zika to be able to go in aggressively and try and burn this early ultimate from the Kayle. It's not going to be able to happen, though, in this situation because Top Esports have vision control everywhere. Wards are littered across the river, so Zika, where we saw him hide in the shadows in the last game, has a burning bright spotlight on him right now.
Chieftain happy to tank a Sonic Wave, and I love the positioning from Cube. He has to answer. He has to be the one to walk in face first and make his mark. We are going to see the commitment to this Dragon from the side of Vici Gaming. They're saying, look, we're happy to trade this one. We're going to give up a tier 2, but have they given up too much here? Pressure onto the inhib tower now. Demolish will come on through as well. This is going to be 2 towers dropped. There's a root, but the dredge line still comes on through. And I think Top might be able to just walk away with this one. Death Sentence doesn't land. Ethereal Chains, dredge line still pulls him to safety. Top, this is daylight robbery.
And I don't think Vici even win the team fight if they manage to find it. Top Esports have picked open the inhibitor turret. Now they're standing in front of this Baron, but I think they're more likely to just back away and then turn towards the Baron.
FLICKR with a big old thumbs up to Caster there as he's allowed to take himself the scuttler. And well, Top Esports, that is macro play right there. They know that they don't need the ocean. They know that they can walk away with 2 towers off the back of it. Very nicely played.
Why care if you're top? Vici aren't going to be able to get towards the Dragon Soul. You've already nicked one of those dragons. So go for the play. Go for the inhibitor. Force Vici to again play more defensive. Giving Top Esports the opportunity to have roam of the map. Have the opportunity for 369 to get towards more items.
369 heading towards his Nash's Tooth second. I mentioned the Rage Blade earlier, but he's going to go Nash's Tooth. I think Nash's Tooth is actually standard. I was just being an idiot earlier. But he is going to get real strong on the second item. That was the real point I wanted to bring across.
To be fair, there's been a lot of KO builds across the way. We've had Triforce builds, we've had Gwinsu's build, we've had Nasher's builds, so I can't fault you too heavily for trying to figure out which one it was.
I appreciate the emotional support there.
I'm always here for you. You know that.
I appreciate that. But he is going to go for the Nash's Tooth. That's the build that we'll see here. That's the build that's standard right now. Yuyanjia walking on forwards looking for a pick. The ward is going to be there, and Zika realizes he's spotted, going to scan that one away. But complete control now in favor of Top Esports. You can see it across the board. They're the ones looking towards this Baron pit. But there's some decent wards for Vici Gaming. You can see a couple of control wards littered around. Oh, Zika. Everything's on cooldown. Lantern's there, but it's not quick enough. And the solo laners are caught for Vici. That might just be everything gone now with Baron on the cards. You can't afford to fall behind like that.
The clock is getting ever closer to striking midnight, and if you are going to give plays like this that accelerate the gold and accelerate the levels for Top Esports, it's only going to get there that much quicker. Daylight savings time is coming in with this Baron as well.
And it's just disappointing to see that from the side of Vici. They know they've got to make things happen, and then they get caught out. Chieftain's going to be the next one to drop. Gets a knock up, but oh, he actually gets on a blast code. Fair play to him. Maestro, though, will not be so lucky. Gets a hook onto FLICKR, but FLICKR's like, all right, yeah, I'll come closer. No worries, mate. Chieftain goes down in the end. Top now just looking to snowball everything. FLICKR, oh, iBoy, sorry, nearly gets caught out as well. The Baron was stopped at least, but the gold lead continues to ramp in favor of Top. And look at the Colonel right now. 83% favored to Top. Oh boy, it's not looking good, Vici.
Top can go directly back towards this Baron as well. Zika?
I don't know if you win that one anymore, Zika. He's going to get rooted up, tries to jump away, but the Glacial Path will not follow through. Knight knows better than to go into the dark.
Why toss away the lead? You've just burst out Zika. Well, to be honest, I was going to say they burst out Zika and they can go...
look at the play! Knight finds a flash. He finds a kill. Eat your heart out, LeBlanc. You're not the assassin we need.
Still surprised that Top Esports aren't going towards Baron. You've got a 2-level lead on your jungler. You've just taken out their mid laner. Why are you not contesting this objective at this point in time? But 369 on the bottom side, they want to go for all the split push, all the live-long day instead.
I guess maybe the logic is, hey, if Baron's still on the map, we can bait it. If we take it, we can no longer bait it. That seems to be the game plan right now, honestly. It's been how they've been playing for the last few minutes. In the meantime, 369 going to get some quality time with the bottom lane tower. And with the Demolish coming out from Yuyanjia, it's going to be a comfortable objective take for them. Now Baron could well be on the cards, as you say. 9,000 gold lead for Top Esports. And it feels like over the last 5 minutes, things have gone from pretty even winnable game to all-out disaster for Vici Gaming.
Quality time is coming up for this Dragon as well, and after what happened to that bot lane turret, I think it's going to be quivering in its boots. Top Esports moving back over to protect mid lane for the moment, though.
Chieftain spotted out. Dragon spawning now in just a second. Vici Gaming. I mean, last time they took an Ocean Drake, it didn't look so great for them. They traded 2 towers for it. This time, they're going to start the fight onto Kaza. He had a stopwatch, though. And everyone jumping away. It's actually Chieftain to fall first. And once again, the fight's not looking good because Knight's found a flank and he's found a kill immediately. 2 more to follow up, and it's 3-0 as Top grab the Drake.
Burst damage isn't enough on Vici to take down any members of Top thanks to that Kale ultimate. Knight teleports into the back line. They pick up the objective. They turn towards the Baron. And Vici Gaming, I think at this stage you just call next.
This could be the end of the line here for Vici Gaming, as the Baron will be started up 4-13 on the scoreboard. And I've just about run out of hope for Vici in game number 2. This is going to be take the Baron, reset, and then the siege begins. Kale 2 levels away from God mode.
The hope has run out for game number 2, but the hope has not run out for the series. This was coming back to the draft. In a lot of situations, Cube didn't have control of the top lane. 369 was able to take control, and you can see that this is the result where, cool, we just toss down the Judgment, no damage coming through into Karsa, Zika can't do anything, and then Knight comes into the back line. If you go back to draft and you say, hey, look, we're not going to blind pick this Maokai. We're not going to blind pick both of our laners in first rotation. This becomes a much easier time to navigate the early game and get yourselves into a better position.
It feels like Vici much prefer this red side based on this series, being able to get that final counter pick, being able to maneuver a little bit better, because their first pick was not that valuable to them.
And they get side selection now. So in theory, they can pick up the red side and have that counter pick again, which was so crucial for them in this game. Well, in their first game. Top now grouping up, now spreading out onto the map as well. You've got the Lissandra in the mid lane, Kale in the bottom side, and they're looking to try and collapse these waves at the same time. Take a little bit of time for 369 to get his wave in. It's lagging a small bit, but once he hits that level 16, these waves will melt like butter.
Certainly will. He's going to slowly but surely push in. A Knight happy to be the split push threat in the mid lane on this Lissandra. Easy 3-1-1 from the side of Top Esports. And realistically, there's not a whole bunch that Vici Gaming can do to answer if they try and force a fight in any of these lanes. They will lose inhibitors.
Chieftain wasn't listening though. Tried to go forward to get onto Yuanjia, but Photic backs it up. Yuanjia throws out the hook, and that snuffs out that play. Now you've got KO tearing through bot side, but nobody there to help.
Yeah, already taking a tower there, and Cube's there to match him, but I don't think that Cube is a match at this point. And all 3 lanes under pressure. There's not a lot more you could say in this situation.
I've seen what happens for trees in the face of divine intervention, and it's not pretty. So you're going to have 369 pushing in on this bottom side. Cube, what do you even do here?
There's one inhib. Knight pressuring in the mid lane. 369 will rotate up to help him out as well. Maybe not though, because the rotation from Vici coming down. Minion wave a million miles away from the side of, from the top side on top. But with the 2 bot side inhibitors down, they can quite happily just wander on up and finish the job.
And this is where it's a case of hold on to your last inhibitor, but Chieftain going in.
Here we go, we've got to force a fight. Photic going to be the focus target right now, but they can't finish the job off. Zika can't do anything because the flank is massive from 369. And Knight, Maestro can't escape. Double kill comes through for Knight. And this has just been a slow but sure, comfortable crushing coming out from Top Esports over Vici Gaming. Back to the drawing board after game 1 dominance. And we'll see what Vici Gaming can do in game number 3, where even Stevens on the board and Top Esports back to 4.
The inevitable